Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something powerful, something that can transform your life, elevate your potential, and shift everything in your world in an instant. And that something is your standards. You see, in life, it's not about the goals you set, though they matter. It's not about the strategies you follow, though they're important. What truly drives your success, your happiness, your fulfillment is the standard you hold for yourself. Now, let me ask you this. What's the standard you hold for your life right now? What's the quality of your thoughts, your actions, your relationships, your health, your finances? Are you settling for good enough, or are you pushing yourself toward greatness every single day? The truth is, most people live in what I call a comfort zone. They've set standards that are far below their potential, and they wonder why they're not achieving more. They settle for mediocrity in their relationships, their careers, their health, and they wonder why life doesn't deliver the results they truly want. It's simple. The results you're getting right now are in direct proportion to the standards you've set for yourself. Let's get clear. You will never outperform your own standards, never. You can wish, you can dream, you can plan and take action, but if you're not holding yourself to the highest standard, you will keep seeing the same results. You can't expect to experience abundance, to build extraordinary relationships, or to create massive success if you're not operating at the level you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. What do I mean by that? Raising your standards means demanding more from yourself. It means deciding that you will no longer accept less than you deserve. It means saying, I will no longer settle for mediocrity in any area of my life. I will step into the life I deserve. Raising your standards means making a decision to go above and beyond, to break through the limits of what you thought was possible, and to consistently deliver at a level that others can only admire. Now, here's the thing. When you raise your standards, the world responds. Life responds. You start attracting opportunities, people, and situations that match that new standard. And while this shift can be uncomfortable at first, I promise you it's worth it. But here's the catch. You cannot raise your standards without taking massive action. Standards are not something you just think about. They're not something you wish for. You must embody them, live them. You must raise your expectations for what's possible in your life, and then show up every day to meet those expectations, no matter how tough it gets. Do you want extraordinary health? Don't just wish for it. Make a decision to prioritize your body, your nutrition, your energy. Raise your standard for how you take care of yourself. Do you want incredible relationships? Don't settle for average conversations or surface level connections. Show up with more love, more empathy, and more commitment than ever before. Do you want to build the life of your dreams? Then stop playing small. Stop waiting for the right moment and start stepping into your potential right now. Because the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only this moment, your moment. So take action. You see, you have within you all the power you need to elevate your life, all the greatness, all the strength, all the potential to create a life beyond what you've ever imagined. But you need to make one decision: raise your standards and never go back. And once you do that, something incredible happens. You begin to act in alignment with that new standard. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming the world around you. You stop tolerating average results because you know deep down you are meant for something more. You start to raise the bar, and you keep raising it higher and higher and higher until it becomes your new normal. Today, I challenge you to take a long, hard look at your standards. Are they truly aligned with the life you want? If not, it's time to change them. Don't let fear, doubt, or past failures hold you back. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of so much more than you've allowed yourself to believe. So from this moment forward, raise your standards, expect more from yourself, demand more from your life. And when you do that, when you finally step into your true potential, the results will be nothing short of extraordinary. You've got this. Now go out and make it happen. The results you get in life are a direct reflection of the standards you set for yourself. This is not just a simple idea, it's a profound truth that governs every aspect of human achievement. Whether you're aware of it or not, the quality of your life in every area is being shaped by the internal thresholds you've established. From your career to your health, your relationships, and your financial situation, everything you experience is a mirror image of the standards you've set for yourself consciously or unconsciously. Think about it for a moment. If your standards in health are low, you're likely to eat poorly, skip workouts, and tolerate stress or poor sleep. Over time, this will result in poor energy levels, weight gain, and overall dissatisfaction with your body. On the other hand, if you set a higher standard for your health, if you commit to regular exercise, proper nutrition, and mental well-being, your results will reflect that. You'll feel stronger, more vibrant, and more confident. Your body will start responding to the higher expectations you've placed on it. In the same way, your career will be shaped by your standards. If you're willing to settle for mediocrity, your professional life will mirror that choice. You'll show up to work just getting by doing the bare minimum to keep your job. You may feel stuck or frustrated, constantly wondering why others seem to be advancing while you remain in the same position. But when you raise your standards, when you demand more from yourself in terms of excellence, work ethic, and learning, your professional life will shift. You will begin to go above and beyond, stand out from your colleagues, and take initiative. Your boss will notice your commitment, and opportunities will arise because the quality of your work will exceed expectations. Your career will thrive when you hold yourself to the highest standards. The same concept applies to relationships. If you have low standards for how you treat others or how they treat you, your relationships will reflect that. You may find yourself tolerating toxic behaviors, compromising your own happiness, or accepting less than you deserve. But when you raise your standards in relationships, when you demand respect, honesty, love, and loyalty, you create an environment where healthy, fulfilling connections can thrive. By setting the standard for the level of communication, kindness, and support you expect, you attract relationships that align with that standard. You will give more, and you will receive more because your relationships will be built on a foundation of mutual respect and high expectations. This principle doesn't just apply to the positive aspects of life, it also governs the way we deal with challenges. People with low standards often view setbacks as failures, something to be avoided at all costs. They may not push through difficulties because they don't believe they are worthy of more, or because they've conditioned themselves to think that things should come easily. But those who have raised their standards have a different mindset. When faced with challenges, they see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Their standard of resilience is high, so they don't back down when faced with adversity, they face it head on. They know that challenges are part of the journey, and they are committed to pushing through them because they've set a standard for their success that includes overcoming obstacles. When you begin to examine the standards you've set for yourself, it becomes clear that they are the cornerstone of your personal growth. Your standards determine how much you are willing to tolerate, how much you are willing to fight for, and how much you are willing to fight for, and how much you believe you deserve. These internal benchmarks, whether high or low, are like invisible boundaries that shape every action you take. If you find yourself stuck in a place where you aren't progressing, it's often because your standards are too low. When you raise your standards, however, you create a new reality for yourself, one where you no longer settle for less than your best. Raising your standards doesn't happen by accident. It requires conscious effort, a willingness to change your thinking, and a commitment to personal growth. It starts with an internal shift, a decision to refuse to accept the status quo. It's easy to fall into the trap of complacency, to get comfortable with things as they are. After all, change can be difficult. It requires effort, discipline, and sometimes discomfort. But raising your standards is an act of self-love. It's about valuing yourself enough to demand more from your life. It's about saying, I am capable of more than this. I deserve more than this, and taking deliberate action to achieve it. In order to raise your standards, you must first identify where you've been settling. Ask yourself, am I settling for a job that doesn't challenge me? Am I tolerating a relationship that doesn't fulfill me? Am I allowing myself to live in poor health or with negative habits? Once you identify where you've been accepting less than you deserve, you can make the decision to raise the bar. This may require changing your mindset, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and reprogramming yourself to expect more. But when you do, everything in your life will begin to shift. Your standards are also a reflection of your beliefs about what is possible. People who believe they are capable of achieving great things naturally set higher standards for themselves. They don't see failure as a final outcome, they see it as part of the process. They know that success requires effort, learning, and persistence. They hold themselves to the highest expectations because they believe they can rise to meet them. When you begin to believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment, you will naturally raise your standards to match that belief. Your standards will shift from what you think you can get to what you believe you can achieve. By raising your standards, you also raise your potential. Your capacity for success, happiness, and achievement expands. And as you begin to act in alignment with your elevated standards, you will see new opportunities open up. The world around you will begin to reflect the new level of expectations you've set for yourself. You will be amazed at how quickly things can change when you decide that you won't settle for less than your best. It's time to take an honest look at the standards you've set for your life. Are they truly aligned with the vision you have for yourself? If not, it's time to raise the bar. No more excuses, no more playing small. The life you want is waiting for you, and it's all about the standard you set for yourself. Once you raise that standard, the results will follow. Stop settling for mediocrity. Stop accepting the bare minimum in any area of your life. If you truly want to experience greatness, you must raise the bar. Mediocrity is a silent killer. It creeps into our lives slowly, often disguised as comfort, and it lulls us into thinking that what we have is enough. We become accustomed to our current state and convince ourselves that there's no need to push any harder, to ask for more, or to aim for something greater. But here's the truth: when you settle for mediocrity, you are sacrificing your potential. You are limiting your growth. You are robbing yourself of the extraordinary life that's waiting for you. Every single one of us is capable of so much more than we realize. We have untapped potential, infinite possibilities, and a deep well of power within us that, when unleashed, can create incredible success, happiness, and fulfillment. But here's the catch: you can't access that power if you continue to settle for less than what you truly deserve. When you raise your standard, when you demand more from yourself, you open the door to a new level of achievement. You step into a new realm of possibility where average is no longer good enough. This is not just about setting goals. This is about deciding that you will no longer settle for anything less than your absolute best. Most people, consciously or unconsciously, live by what I call a comfort zone. They set a baseline for their life, a standard that they believe is safe and comfortable. It's a place where they can live without too much struggle or discomfort. It's a place where things are predictable, where things are good enough. But here's the problem: growth does not occur in comfort zones. Growth happens when you step outside of what you know, when you push beyond what you think you're capable of. In order to reach new heights, you must raise your standard and demand more of yourself. The truth is, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to do what ordinary people aren't willing to do. Raising your standards means refusing to accept good enough as a valid benchmark. It's about demanding excellence in every area of your life. And excellence doesn't just mean achieving external success. It means showing up with intention, with energy, and with purpose every single day. It means giving your best in everything you do, whether that's at work, in your relationships, or in the way you care for yourself. Excellence is about setting a standard that reflects your highest potential, not your lowest level of effort. Let's break this down. When you raise your standards in your career, you no longer settle for mediocrity. You no longer accept just getting by. You set a new standard of excellence for yourself. You begin to ask, what can I do to become better, more valuable, and more successful at what I do? You stop thinking about what others are doing or how things are supposed to be and start focusing on how you can give your absolute best. You go above and beyond. You seek out opportunities for growth. You challenge yourself to learn new skills, to think differently, and to contribute at a higher level. When you do this, you raise the bar for your career, and the world will take notice. Promotions, recognition, and new opportunities will come your way because you are no longer settling for what is easy or comfortable. The same principle applies to your health and fitness. If you've been living with a certain level of physical health, but you've been accepting less than your best, it's time to raise the bar. When you raise your standard for your health, you stop tolerating poor eating habits, lack of exercise, or putting off self-care. Instead, you commit to taking care of your body every day, making mindful food choices, working out regularly, and prioritizing rest. It's not about perfection, it's about striving for a higher level of health and well-being. When you raise the bar for your physical health, you unlock more energy, more vitality, and more confidence. You feel stronger, healthier, and more empowered to take on life's challenges. The same concept applies to your relationships. If you've been settling for mediocre relationships, whether with family, friends, or a romantic partner, it's time to raise your standards. Mediocre relationships are those where communication is poor, where trust is shaky, and where love feels conditional. When you raise your standard for your relationships, you stop tolerating disrespect or dishonesty. You raise the level of communication, you expect mutual support, and you demand respect. You show up with love, with empathy, and with vulnerability, and you expect the same in return. As a result, your relationships become more fulfilling, more meaningful, and more aligned with your highest values. You stop settling for toxic, draining relationships, and instead you begin to attract people who raise you up, who support you, and who align with the best version of yourself. Raising your standards is also about setting a higher expectation for your mindset. Too often we let our thoughts dictate our reality. If we believe that we are not good enough, that we cannot achieve what we desire, or that life is too difficult, then we will settle for less than we are capable of. But when you raise your standard for your mindset, you begin to take control of your thoughts. You start to believe that you are capable of more. You choose to cultivate a mindset of abundance, confidence, and possibility. You begin to let go of limiting beliefs and adopt a mindset that empowers you to pursue your dreams with confidence and clarity. As a result, you stop accepting negativity, fear, and self-doubt as a part of your reality, and you replace them with a sense of possibility and potential. The beauty of raising your standards is that it doesn't just affect one area of your life, it ripples across everything you do. When you raise the bar in one area, you naturally start to raise the bar in others. You start to expect more from yourself in every facet of life. You stop playing small, you stop waiting for permission, and you start stepping into your greatness. As you continue to raise your standards, you begin to see more opportunities, more success, and more joy in your life. You create a life that reflects your highest potential, and you begin to live in alignment with the person you know you are meant to be. When you raise your standards, you are making a declaration to the universe that you are no longer willing to settle. You are saying, I am worthy of more. I am capable of more. And I will do whatever it takes to get there. You stop looking for shortcuts or easy solutions. You stop accepting excuses. Instead, you choose to take consistent, purposeful action toward the life you desire. You choose to rise above the limitations you once accepted, and in doing so, you unlock a world of endless possibilities. Raising your standards is only the beginning. The next essential step is to take massive action. There is no substitute for action. No matter how much you want, or how many strategies you learn, none of it will matter unless you take the necessary steps to make things happen. It's not enough to just set new standards or create big goals. You must be willing to put in the work. Massive action is the bridge between your current reality and the extraordinary life you're capable of creating. When you raise your standards, you're essentially making a commitment to yourself. You're deciding that you're no longer willing to tolerate anything less than your best. But that commitment is only as valuable as the actions you take to follow through on it. It's one thing to say, I want to be healthier, but it's an entirely different thing to actually get up every day, make healthy choices, and put in the effort to achieve your goal. The difference lies in your willingness to take action consistently, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't feel like it, and especially when the odds are stacked against you. Massive action doesn't mean doing a little bit here and there. It means going all in. It's about fully committing to the journey ahead and giving your absolute best effort in every moment. It means making the decision to take immediate action to create momentum and to push forward relentlessly until you achieve your desired outcome. This is not about waiting for the perfect moment or for things to just fall into place. It's about taking the initiative and moving forward, even if you don't have all the answers or the perfect plan. The key is not perfection, it's action. People often get stuck in the trap of overthinking. They analyze and plan and try to figure out every possible detail before making a move. But this kind of thinking can keep you in a state of paralysis. You end up stuck in your head, doubting yourself, waiting for everything to line up perfectly. The truth is, waiting for the perfect time is a form of procrastination. The real secret to success is learning how to act despite uncertainty, how to take imperfect action and learn along the way. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Every piece of action you take gets you closer to where you want to be. Massive action requires a mindset shift. It's about moving from a place of fear and hesitation to a place of confidence and certainty. It's about replacing the thoughts of what if I fail with the empowering belief that failure is part of the process. Every successful person has encountered setbacks, challenges, and obstacles, but they didn't let those experiences stop them. They used them as fuel to propel them forward. If you want to reach your goals, you must stop waiting for things to be perfect or for the obstacles to disappear. They never will. Life is full of challenges. What matters is how you respond to them. When you take massive action, you also increase your chances of success exponentially. The more you do, the more feedback you get. And with feedback comes the opportunity to course correct, to refine your approach, and to get closer to your goal. The key is to stay in motion. The more you do, the more you learn. You get to test what works and what doesn't. And with each experience, you improve and grow. You can't improve if you don't take action. There's no other way. You must be willing to fail forward, to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep trying. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone to your success. Another crucial aspect of massive action is consistency. Taking action once or twice won't get you very far. It's the consistent effort that pays off over time. It's the daily commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when it feels hard or when you're tempted to give up. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come from sporadic bursts of effort. It comes from the compounding effect of consistent, deliberate action. When you take consistent action, even on the days you don't feel like it, you build habits that will carry you toward your goal, step by step. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that taking action means doing everything all at once. They try to change everything about themselves all at the same time, and they get overwhelmed. But massive action doesn't mean doing everything at once. It means committing to taking action in a way that's sustainable. Start small if you need to, but set manageable tasks for yourself, build momentum, and then keep increasing the scope of your efforts as you grow. The key is to keep moving forward. It's better to take one step every day than to wait for the perfect time to take 100 steps. Taking massive action also means taking ownership of your journey. No one else can do the work for you. No one can take action on your behalf. The responsibility is yours. If you're waiting for someone else to give you the green light, or for the world to align perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. Success requires that you take full responsibility for your actions and for your results. This doesn't mean that you should blame yourself when things don't go according to plan, but it does mean you should own the process. Take responsibility for your choices, your habits, and the effort you put in. And when things don't go as expected, take responsibility for course correcting and learning from the experience. Your results are yours to create. Massive action also means becoming relentless in your pursuit of your goals. There will be obstacles, there will be distractions, there will be moments when it feels like everything is falling apart. But the people who achieve their goals are the ones who keep going despite the setbacks. They are the ones who refuse to quit. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how many challenges they face, they continue to push forward. This relentless pursuit of your goals is a key part of massive action. When you take massive action, you don't let anything stop you. You keep moving, keep learning, and keep growing no matter what comes your way. Finally, massive action requires an unwavering belief in yourself. You must believe that your dreams are possible and that you are capable of achieving them. Without that belief, your actions will be fueled by doubt and fear, and that will limit the effectiveness of your efforts. Believe in yourself, your actions become powerful. You take bold steps, you move forward with confidence, and you face challenges head on because you know that you can handle whatever comes your way. Belief in yourself is the foundation of massive action, and without it, your efforts will always be limited. Massive action isn't easy. It requires commitment, energy, and persistence, but it is the key to turning your dreams into reality. You cannot wait for the perfect circumstances to take action. You must act now with whatever you have and trust that the momentum you create will carry you forward. Every action you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. When you take massive action, you are choosing to create your future. You are choosing to take control of your life and your destiny. Comfort zones are dangerous because they trick us into thinking we are safe and content. But the reality is, staying within our comfort zone limits our growth. It convinces us that everything is okay, that we don't need to challenge ourselves, and that things don't need to change. But growth, real growth, happens when we step outside of what is familiar. It happens when we take risks, face challenges, and move beyond what we've always known. The key to reaching your full potential lies outside your comfort zone, and if you want to achieve something greater than where you are now, you must learn to embrace discomfort. Think about it for a moment. Our comfort zones are often defined by the things we become accustomed to, the habits, routines, and environments that provide us with a sense of security and familiarity. We know what to expect. We don't have to push ourselves too hard because the discomfort is minimal. However, the very thing that makes a comfort zone comfortable is also what makes it limiting. When we settle into these safe spaces, we begin to stop growing. We stop stretching our abilities, stop challenging ourselves to be better, and ultimately we plateau. The danger of comfort is that it feels good in the moment, but it prevents us from realizing our true potential. On the other hand, stepping outside of your comfort zone can feel frightening. It can stir up feelings of uncertainty, doubt, and fear. These emotions are completely natural, but they don't have to control you. In fact, fear is often a signal that you are on the verge of something great. It's a sign that you are pushing your limits, doing something new, and growing. People who are successful in any area of life have learned to embrace discomfort. They understand that progress requires stepping into the unknown, confronting their fears, and pushing beyond their perceived limits. The more you expose yourself to situations outside your comfort zone, the more you build resilience and confidence, and the more capable you become of handling challenges in the future. One of the most powerful things about stepping outside your comfort zone is that it allows you to discover your untapped potential. We all have limits that we impose on ourselves, often without realizing it. We set boundaries around what we think we can do based on past experiences, societal expectations, or our own fears. But when we push ourselves beyond those boundaries, we realize that we are capable of so much more than we originally believed. Growth happens when we exceed our own expectations. This is how we develop new skills, gain new knowledge, and expand our abilities. Every time we step outside of our comfort zone, we break free from the confines of what we thought was possible, and we open ourselves up to new opportunities. Another key aspect of stepping outside your comfort zone is learning to be comfortable with discomfort. This is one of the most important lessons anyone can learn. Discomfort is a sign of change, and change is essential for growth. When you push yourself to do something difficult or unfamiliar, you will inevitably experience discomfort. This is normal. In fact, it's a necessary part of the process. When you feel uncomfortable, it means you're challenging yourself, and that is where growth occurs. The key is to stop avoiding discomfort and start embracing it. Understand that it's not something to fear, but something to accept as a natural part of your journey towards success. The fear of failure often holds people back from stepping outside of their comfort zone. Many people avoid trying new things because they are afraid of making mistakes or falling short. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy, it's a stepping stone to success. In fact, failure is an essential part of growth. No one has ever achieved great things without failing along the way. The most successful people in the world have experienced failure, but they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it as an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to try again. Every time you fail, you gain valuable experience that you can use to improve and grow. Embracing failure as a learning opportunity is one of the most powerful ways to overcome the fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. Another important element of growth is the ability to reframe your perception of challenges. When you look at challenges as obstacles, you are more likely to avoid them. But when you see challenges as opportunities, you are more likely to rise to the occasion. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for you to learn something new, test your abilities, and prove to yourself that you are capable of more. When you step outside your comfort zone, you open yourself up to a world of new possibilities. You begin to see the world in a different way, and you approach problems with a mindset that is focused on solutions rather than roadblocks. This shift in perspective is crucial for achieving success. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient you become. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Resilience is developed through experience. Every time you face discomfort and overcome it, you build mental toughness. You learn how to stay focused on your goals even in the face of adversity. You become more adaptable, more confident, and more prepared for whatever challenges come your way. Stepping outside your comfort zone is the fastest way to develop resilience and mental strength, and these qualities are essential for long-term success. It's also important to recognize that stepping outside your comfort zone doesn't mean taking massive risks without any thought or preparation. It doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind or doing things recklessly. Stepping outside your comfort zone is about making deliberate choices to challenge yourself in a way that is intentional and calculated. It's about gradually expanding your boundaries and stepping into new territory with purpose. The goal is to consistently push yourself to take on new challenges, stretch your abilities, and learn from every experience rather than waiting for the perfect moment or hoping for things to happen without effort. The beauty of growth is that it doesn't happen all at once. It's a continuous process of expanding your limits, learning new things, and becoming better. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you increase your capacity for success. You become more comfortable with the discomfort. And that, in turn, enables you to continue growing. Over time, what once felt difficult or terrifying will become easier. As you stretch your limits, you'll find that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. What seemed like an impossible challenge will eventually become something you can handle with confidence. When you step outside your comfort zone, you don't just grow in one area of your life, you grow in every area. The habits, mindset, and resilience you develop by embracing discomfort will carry over into every part of your life. You'll become more adaptable, more open to change, and more willing to take risks. You'll stop avoiding challenges and instead start seeing them as opportunities to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Every time you step into discomfort, you are investing in your future success. This process of continuous growth, driven by the willingness to leave your comfort zone, will ultimately lead you to a life of fulfillment, achievement, and lasting success. The final step to raising your standards is developing unshakable belief in yourself. Without self-belief, no amount of strategy, no plan, no effort will ever get you to where you want to be. It's the foundation of everything you do. It is the driving force behind every action you take. Belief in yourself is the fuel that keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the self-doubt creeps in. Without this inner conviction, it is easy to become discouraged and give up at the first sign of difficulty. But when you believe in your ability to succeed, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Self-belief doesn't come from external validation. It doesn't come from the approval of others or from waiting for the perfect circumstances. It comes from within you. It's built through consistent action, through achieving small victories, and through proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you originally thought. Every time you take action toward your goals, even if the result is not perfect, you reinforce your belief in yourself. You teach yourself that failure is not the end, it is just part of the journey. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle the challenges that come your way. A lack of belief is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. These fears are all real and they can paralyze us if we let them. But the key is to recognize that fear is not an enemy, it is simply a sign that we are pushing our limits. When you experience fear, it's because you are moving towards something greater, something outside of your comfort zone. Fear is not an indicator that you should stop, it's an indicator that you should keep going. The more you face your fears head on and continue taking action, the more your belief in yourself grows. You begin to see that fear doesn't have to control you. It's just a signal that you are on the verge of something important, something transformational. In addition to fear, self-doubt is another obstacle that can sabotage your self-belief. We all experience self-doubt at some point, especially when we're faced with challenges or when we set ambitious goals. But the key is to recognize that doubt is natural. It's a part of the process. Every successful person has experienced doubt, but the difference is they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used their doubt as motivation. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or for the right feeling of confidence to arrive. They took action despite their doubts, and in doing so, they built confidence. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you develop through consistent effort and by pushing through uncertainty. Believing in yourself also means learning to trust your instincts. So often we second-guess ourselves, look for external validation, or rely on others' opinions to guide our decisions. But when you trust yourself, you tap into a deeper level of wisdom and clarity. Your instincts are powerful tools that can help you make decisions aligned with your goals and values. Trusting yourself means listening to your inner voice, even when it goes against what others may think or say. It means taking ownership of your decisions and taking responsibility for the results. When you trust yourself, you stop relying on others to tell you what to do or to define your worth. You recognize that you are capable of creating your own path. Another important aspect of self-belief is the ability to silence the inner critic. We all have an inner voice that tells us we're not good enough, that we'll fail, that our dreams are unrealistic. This voice can be incredibly loud, and it can often drown out our positive thoughts and beliefs. But the key is to recognize that the inner critic is not the truth. It's just a part of the mind trying to keep you safe, trying to protect you from failure or discomfort. The truth is, you are capable of far more than your inner critic gives you credit for. The more you silence that voice and replace it with affirmations of your abilities, the stronger your belief in yourself becomes. You learn to shut out the negativity and focus on what is possible, not on what might go wrong. Believing in yourself also means taking ownership of your results. It means accepting that you are in control of your life and that your actions and decisions shape your reality. Too often, people blame external factors, circumstances, other people, bad luck for their lack of progress. But the truth is, the only person who can determine your future is you. When you take ownership of your results, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. Instead, you take full responsibility for creating the life you want. When you stop blaming external factors and recognize your own power, your belief in yourself becomes unshakable. Another key to building unshakable belief in yourself is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a significant impact on how you see yourself. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity or people who don't believe in you, it can be difficult to maintain your own belief. But when you surround yourself with people who support you, who encourage your growth, and who believe in your potential, it becomes much easier to believe in yourself. Positive influences help reinforce your self-worth and remind you that you are capable of achieving great things. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you to be your best, and who lift you up when you feel down. The right people can help you stay focused on your goals and remind you of your abilities, even during times of doubt. It's also important to recognize that belief is a muscle. Just like any other muscle, it requires consistent practice to grow stronger. If you want to build unshakable belief in yourself, you must be intentional about cultivating it every day. This means setting goals that challenge you, taking action toward those goals, and celebrating every small victory along the way. It means affirming your worth and your capabilities on a daily basis, even when things are difficult. The more you practice self-belief, the stronger it becomes. And as it strengthens, so does your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your dreams. Finally, self-belief is not about arrogance or thinking you are better than others. It's about knowing that you are enough just as you are, that you have unique gifts, talents, and strengths that can contribute to the world in powerful ways. It's about recognizing your own value and understanding that you have everything you need to succeed. When you believe in yourself, you stop comparing yourself to others and you start focusing on your own path. You stop waiting for validation from others and start trusting in your own abilities. Self-belief is about owning your worth and stepping into your full potential with confidence and courage.